Afternoon, everybody. Sion here. Just want to start off with, man, I'm pumped. We are 7 days out. We're going to be having the release coming right around the corner. So what I wanted to do with this introduction, like I said, I was going to be doing these weekly. This is kind of like my Tuesday thing. Put out some material to kind of give everybody a focal point, a direction to be able to focus their attention onto, and elements to be able to get themselves in a position to be as successful as possible with the upcoming raid tier. So to start with, I want to go ahead and go to our website. A couple of new elements that I recently added for everyone included this thread here called Daily Weekly Goals. Provided on the Daily Weekly Goals is an amazing guide. That's how I titled it, right? Really generic there. But anyway, it's the document that was provided by Dan. He found it few weeks ago, about a week ago or so, and he posted it on the Facebook group. And as I'm going through each one of these different highlights here, it has a broken down calendar that's being updated consistently as far as the approach, raids, mythic dungeons, with tons of information about how to approach it and how they're going to be farming it, for example, for their mains and for their alts. Pre-raid gear and how you can break down to get yourself as close as you can to that 850, 855 mark when you're going into the raids when they become available. To-do lists, professions, preparing, leveling, Suramar, your legendaries, artifacts, and if you feel like some PvP, some quick notes there. So I mean, there's quite a bit of information there to be able to put yourself in a position to be able to look at quite a different ways to get yourself ready on a daily basis to be able to do the maximum that you can. Now, dates wise, right, August 30th to September 20th, you're going to pretty much have all that time to be able to get your main and an alt. I highly stress that you try to focus on 2 tunes as a minimum, one that you want to raid with and another one that you sit there and you can have as backup in case, for example, your tune is broken. We have no idea how the tunes are going to play themselves out as we move forward. Whether, you know, some are good for AoE, some are good for single target, some are just broken, some are really efficient. So what you want to make sure you're doing is you're checking out 2 tunes that you want to work with and then want to push forward from there on a daily basis, okay? Pretty much your time is going to be to get to level 110, and then once you're at level 110, you want to make sure that you're focusing on dungeons, especially heroics and mythics, and try to get into mythics as consistently as you can. Now, for mythic dungeons, what you want to look at doing is trying to get to that 865, which is around the 10th level of the 15 level system that they have set up currently. Level 10 is where it's at 865. Now there are some world first that you can get, you know, server first for getting to 865, level 15, and then you beat it within a certain time frame or whatever. But focus on getting your pieces to 865. Make sure you take a look at keystones. Also check out the YouTube link that I'm going to be providing for review on how they break down. You also want to make sure that you're focusing on your class halls. You can work on gear there. You can also look at reputation gear and then crafted gear. It seems that crafted gear is all over the place, but the ring and the necklace comes with sockets, and they can pretty much be best in slot at that point with their secondary stats being set up, which you can roll on, of course, just like you could in the previous X-Pack. So you want to make sure that you're looking at those 2 there. Trinkets are also available. We always know how strong the Dark Moon cards are, so maybe that trinket could be your best in slot. I'm not sure. Like I said, make sure you're knowing what your best in slot is and then working towards that, especially towards crafted gear. Okay. Next element that I added, we have the Emerald Nightmare. We covered all the bosses here except for one. There's still one more boss that I have to finish up on. I'll be adding that later today, and that'll give you some intro. So just to take a quick peek at like what we have going on, we'll just click on mine real fast, and then what we're doing in format is YouTube videos. So what you'll see is more videos being added as they become available, and then I added some imagery through PhotoBucket. If you want to be able to post anything on the website, you have to use a direct link to be able to do so. And then some breakdowns from Wowhead. I took this information here from Wowhead, and so that way you kind of know what you're doing as a dealer, healers, and tanks. And then what I was going to do is add some additional information below, and you're welcome to also of just how we deal with the fight and elements that you pick up as a player. Okay, so additional information will be there. You can take a look at it. Like I said, I prefer the videos. Videos are really easy, and like I said, you can do those, you know, you got some free time on the bus, you're riding the train, you know, or you're at work, you got a lunch break, you can always come to the site, boom, boom, click, and you can take a look at some of the other stuff there, or you go to YouTube and be able to get information that way too. Like I said, one more boss needs to be added, and we'll have all the bosses covered. And then additional material, including imagery, will be added, especially for positioning once that becomes available at like bossmaps.com and whatnot. Another element, I was bored today, so I added all 10 of the dungeons. Each dungeons are done in the exact same layout as I did for the raid information. So what you're going to have is your source to Wowhead. This is going to take you to Wowhead's dungeon journal, which has all the bosses and then all the things that they do. And then as I find videos, I'm just going to keep adding them. Like I said, all these are alphas. And then like this one's Nexium's. This one here is Method, and then Fat Boss is for the other one. I threw some imagery in so you can kind of get a look at it. I didn't want to overdo it, you know, and throw too much stuff out there. But each one of them are set up like that, and it gives you an opportunity to be able to look at all of them all you want to and be able to go from there. And, you know, you can, and please add more material. Post as much as you want to. It's fine. This is observable to anybody that comes to the website for all parts. And then I haven't added anything yet to Nighthold, but Nighthold is going to be the preceding raid after Emerald Nightmare. So that gives us that opportunity to be able to do that. Those of you that haven't had an opportunity yet, please make sure that you go to your raid team member and you post your toon name, the class, your stats, your best in slots, and then also the role that you'll be playing. And it doesn't hurt if you want to go ahead and add a second one to it. Go ahead and take a look at one of the top ones here, and this is it. So this is a new player that just recently joined us. Going to be playing their Mistweaver Monk. Did an interview with them. I'm really pumped about it. They have a lot of energy, and they've got the opportunity to be able to be here consistently. So we know how important attendance is. And then they filled out everything, and they'll be adding more information as they go forward. And it just talks about the player, and it gives an opportunity for them to, you know, post on there and make themselves recognized to everybody else. So like we said, right now we've got quite a few posts already going here, and I'd like to see much more. So please, if you haven't done it yet, please do so. This also helps me get an idea of who's doing what, because I've been asked a question recently by a lot of players, like, you know, who's tanking, who's healing, who's doing this. I cannot in any way tell you that information until we get, you know, the week or so prior, 2 weeks prior, up to the release date of the raid content. And we've got, you know, those people that are at 110, they've got the 840, 850 item level, you know, they're working on their second toon, they've got the same thing. Those are the people that are going to be considered for the team. So if you're not going to be putting the time in, I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of how it's got to work out. Got to make sure that you're in a position to be successful. We're going to be doing normal and heroic for the first week in huge hours. Our raid schedule is going to be pretty much like 5 days a week for the first week, and then when Mythic gets released, we're going to be doing the same thing for another 5 days, and then we're going to start reeling it back to 4 days in the preceding third week, and then in the fourth week we'll go to our 3 to 4 week per time schedule. So we're going to be averaging about 15 hours, 12 hours, and then 9 to 12 hours. Okay, so if you're interested in raiding, this is what we're doing. If you're not interested in it, then I would suggest at this point you go ahead and start putting applications in other areas, because we're trying to shoot for being you know, top end on our server on a consistent basis. Now if you haven't had an opportunity, make sure that you click the YouTube channel link up here, and also the Facebook group link up here. There's also a Twitch, but that's for streams. That's just for people to view. I'm going to start broadcasting our stuff consistently again. This right here. Make sure you go to the pinned link that's on the front here. Take a look at it. It's all about how to post it, and it also has our Discord link for our communication software. So make sure that you get that available, and that you also set up your push to talk button to a non-key binded game button. I use Alt, so that way you can go ahead and make sure that you register and you get on the site. And like I said, everyone's welcome to post. We got posts from me, got a post from Amber, Joey, got me, James posted, Dan posted. So I mean, everybody's putting up all kinds of information all over the place, and that's positive. That's what we want. You're gonna see all of our material go here. So Facebook is where we're going to be posting material, so make sure that you have your notifications set up over here and that you're joined, all right, so that you get both of those on a consistent basis. Also, if you haven't had a chance, please come to our YouTube channel, click on subscribe, and this is where you're going to see all of the videos. We have a playlist set up for Legion. Let's see where I got it. Legion raid videos. So once I start putting together Legion videos broken down just like I did the WOD Hellfire Citadel videos, you're going to see them in this area here, and they're going to be routinely posted consistently here. So make sure that you're set up as a subscriber and that you get notifications of what's going on, and that way we're always able to stay ahead on all the information going forward. Again, make sure you check out the forums, make sure you check out the links, check out that guide. Like, I'm serious, print that guide. That guide is amazing. It's got all kinds of great information in it, and continue to look at the bosses for the raid material. You will see more and more stuff being posted there on a consistent basis, including imagery as far as where we're going to be positioning, and also tactic and how we want to approach it. Okay, I appreciate you taking the time watching the video, and I'll see you in game.